Oh boy, you excited? I'm not excited. It's probably going to be like a 5-10 minute gameplay preview. But whatever. It's an excuse to hang out before I go to my dentist appointment. So, you got 15 minutes to call in. By which I mean, sit in the stream waiting room, yell at me to drag you in. Most of you should know the drill by now. The 20 to 30 odd people who don't comment is your invitation to come in and spout nonsense on the internet. Because I really don't care. At some point, we have Uber and Azza on the hook. Or Azza whenever he gets his tea. Shame. Yes. Shame Haka's not here. And I think, oh, I see Empraise online again. Empraise, if you're watching this, happy birthday. Or it is the day of your birth, allegedly. Space Marine 2. There's so much lag between the chat. There's always lag. I'm still kind of surprised that fucking Focus Entertainment has their live chat live. Everyone else seems to smarten up and disable chat. Yeah. Is it an Odyssey thing? Yeah, the Odyssey does have a lot of lag and latency issues, either between chat, video, or audio. My main point of contention with Odyssey these days is audio. But whatever. OBS is showing green. My frames are in the orange. It's not terrible. Whatever. You get what you pay for. You get what you pay for. 12 minutes. Dun, dun, dun. Yep, people are still rolling in. 34 people with nothing better to do on this Thursday. Actually, I have to look at my phone. I'm calculating it's going to be Gears of War clone, sadly. Well, if we're being completely honest, Space Marine 1 was effectively Gears of War clone. Like slow, run and gun, mild cover base. Did you play the first one, Cuba? So we're all on the same page with Space Marine. So many hashtags in the fucking live chat. Remember Grimskull, Perseidonus, or Deathwatch. Okay, fuck that Bamurai. It's like, we hate Dorn. It's like, fuck you. Fist is best legion. Katarn, we love Dorn. Valdo, we love Dorn. Okay. A lot of logical, rational people in chat against the one heretic, the Dornian heretic. I want them to put the guns in the game. Space Marine 1 had a prototype grenade launcher that's not in the tabletop. Well, truth be told, like, I like watching a bunch of Space Marine 1 breakdowns where it's kind of like, it's like, here is your machine gun, here is your sniper rifle, here is this, here is that, but you know, with the Warhammer 40k coat of paint, but effectively it's a third-person shooter. Ten minutes. Storm Bolter and Stalker Bolter in Space Marine terms. Yep. Yep. Again, this is my opinion on Warhammer video games. You need to make the gameplay first and make it a solid game, and then you slap on the 40k coat of paint, and that's how you make a good 40k game, or any licensed game, for being honest. All right, we got 9 more minutes. Some of you assholes get in voice call. I'm not gonna do a solo because that'd be gay. They have to stop wanking the Ultramarines. I know. Give the Imperial Fist some love. Or if you want to be borderline heretical, fucking get some Black Templar action going. I'm not picky. Any Fist successor chapters, I'm not picky. Fuck, even have Crimson Fist at this point, I don't care. If you want to keep the blue color scheme, just have Crimson Fist. Done. Who the fuck is in registration? Rain friend. Wait a minute, isn't that Jackie? Hey, brother, you want the Black Templars? Yes, I do. Did Jackie? Okay, if, did Jackie's alt account get kicked from Proctor's server? Because I'm not seeing him.
Hello.
Hey, what's up?
Question, I forget. Is Rin friend Jackie's
Yes.
alt? Okay, yeah, all right. Just checking. Request to join deleted.
All right, I need to open this video. So let it be known, I have very limited experience with Warhammer. I've never played the tabletop.
I've never played a tabletop either, but that's what countless
I started-
hours of lore videos will fix.
Exactly what he said.
So I started with Dawn of War 1, then I played Dawn of War 2, then I played Space Marine, then I played Mechanicus, then I played Bolt Gun, and in between I read Eisenhorn. So yeah, actually I have yet to finish the Eisenhorn series. I'm on the last novel. Then I have to go into Ravenor and then Bequin.
Apparently, Cuba is a 40k expert. That's kind of like everyone these days who's even.
Hey, Cuba, have you read?
familiar.
How many of the novels have you read?
Oh god, he's summoning the Spurgatorio. No.
Space Hulk? No, I've not played it. Like I said, I've only played Dawn of War, Mechanicus, Bolt Gun, Space Marine.
Good afternoon, Weiser. Five minutes. Ooh. Oh, fucking Jackie sending me a DM. Let's see what he says.
My
Why'd
god.
you let him in here?
I was gonna
he
ask.
did it.
Did you kick him before?
Yeah, I kicked him. I was gonna ask after a stream, but I think it's still fine. Can I get verified? I'm from TVA Cord. Fuck off, Jackie.
Yeah,
Well, what
Eisenhorn is surprisingly good, actually. Yeah, because I heard most stories in Warhammer are just like bolt gun go boom and enemy explode. It's not much depth, but Eisenhorn is actually pretty engaging.
I'm gonna post in. I'm gonna post in stream chat.
Oh God.
Let's see.
Yeah, the game sucks, but they're trying to make a TV show out of it as well.
Yeah, that
Not
allegedly
TV show. I think a movie, or I'm not sure. Probably TV show.
allegedly Henry Cavill walked away from the Amazon 40K project.
Oh,
Big
that's a good sign.
shame. Oh, AZ's in the waiting room.
Yeah, 1 second, just to get grabbing their screen cap.
So yeah, just if you can find a PDF of the, or not PDF, an EPUB of the Eisenhower Omnibus, that'd be a good read. It comes with 2 of the short stories as well. I'm planning to read
Hello,
the whole
Rusky.
series. Hello, Easy. How you doing?
Hello. I'm doing great.
Invite Proctor. That's gonna be the end of days, man.
Yeah.
Sounds so dejected.
Wait, how did he get an invite to your server?
What, Jackie?
Yeah.
The first time around, he got in before his Spurgitude was on full blast, and then he went full mask off, and then I kicked him.
No, I mean the second time.
What do you mean second time?
For the new account, he means for Rainfred.
Yeah, the new account.
Yeah, he's asking he's asking to get in, and I'm telling him to fuck off.
Oh right, forgot. Did you link the server anywhere?
I have it everywhere. I have it. Yeah, it's a public server. I have it everywhere.
Oh, I see.
Wait, what was the spurg out for JQ the first time around? I don't remember exactly.
He got some other accounts found out by either Wikidog or Short, and then he went.
Short found his old YouTube handle. Which apparently has his real name.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. It's just that Zen said he went like mask off.
And then he tried to
what that was
sudo.
about.
He tried to sudo DFE and created the new account and thought we wouldn't notice, and we all knew immediately.
So like, he's easy to provoke.
Well, I mean mask off, and that initially Jackie kind of like behaved and wasn't a complete spurg, but then as time went on, he got more comfortable with being in the server and stuff, and then he just went, "Oh, I'm amongst fellow retards," and then he went full retard.
It also helped that Fern was there to take the attention away from him, but we were all kind of worried about him when he first showed up, and then Fern happened. So
yeah, I remember distinctly that like Fern was the lightning rod, so to speak, at the time.
Yeah,
and I remember they were. Yeah, and I remember you talked about like jacking shit, but I don't know. I didn't like really see him perk too badly, so I was like, eh.
He's just a bit of a character. And also, 1 minute.
Woo.
Also, what was the talk about the game not being good? What is it about?
Yeah.
It has a shit ton of delays and production issues and stuff, so it's kind of like, will it be good with all the behind the scenes stuff kind of thing?
2 delays.
Yeah,
I think it's
too many.
Yeah. So apparently it was because like I read an article saying the early playtest did not look good, and that's why they delayed to this year.
Oh, fuck off. Jackie Forrest just followed me on fucking Twitter. Fuck off.
He doesn't.
Oh my
Doesn't get the fucking clue.
You don't even post on Twitter, so it shouldn't be a problem.
I know.
God, it's such a femboy. It's kind of sad.
It is.
I've been kind of blissfully unaware about the like development of Space Marine because I didn't play the first one, so I was just kind of like,
It's a decent
the trailer.
It's fine. It's fun. You know, it always has that little push of if you like the franchise, you're gonna like the game more than you probably should.
Yeah, I suppose. So I was just like, well, the trailer looks cool, so maybe. Plus, it's like Saber, so yay, Saber. Rusky, go.
Okay, let me refresh this because sometimes it doesn't play automatically.
Yeah, I should probably do that too.
Oh yeah, there is a thing.
It still hasn't started. No.
I love it when like YouTube sends
Also,
you
I remember.
notification.
You remember. You're ahead of
Yeah.
us, so
Yeah, I was about to say, will I be in the future once again?
No,
Probably, I mean-
where's Focus Entertainment based out of?
Oh, it's 1 minute.
Ah, Jesus fuck.
Holy shit, it's loud. It's loud as fuck.
that's just the premiere. Don't worry.
I know,
Yeah.
but you think
but-
you think they would retire this premiere by now because everyone's just like fuck loud.
So we know so far that it's we have the co-op campaign, then we have some horde mode, I think, and we have.
There's multiplayer, PvP,
Is
I
it
think.
6v6 PV or 3v3? I think it's 3v3, isn't it?
I
don't know.
I didn't know there was a whole campaign. That's cool for a multiplayer.
Yeah, co-op campaign. That's huge, actually. In the original, it was just like a horde mode, but here it's actually good bang for your buck.
I mean, campaign could mean anything, so it better be extensive.
I'm curious how they handle the campaign, because if it's like, oh, I need to be, I need to complete all these missions on my own before I can play these with you, then that's gonna be bad.
Okay, gotta
Okay, here we go.
confirm whether or not I'm in the future. Has it started for you guys yet?
Welcome to
Yes.
Space
Yeah, it started.
Marine
Well,
2,
started for me.
the newest installment in
Alright.
the Warhammer
What are you
40,000
looking at this
franchise.
very moment?
Brought
I'm
to you
looking
by
at
jump
Marines
Interactive
dropping.
and Focus Entertainment. I'm Oliver
Sorry,
Holmes.
okay, so
Titus
you got-
is jumping down. Titus on the ground.
I'm going to take you on a tour.
Okay, then yeah, I'm way ahead again.
Modes, progression,
Yeah,
and a
whatever.
whole lot more.
Yeah,
Giving
it's
you
not
a
like there's
taste
much
of
I can
what's
go
to
just
come
go
when
and
the game
spoil.
releases on
Oh, here we go.
September 9th. Space Marine 2 is a third-person
Okay,
action
just
shooter
stuff
set
we
in
have
the
already
grim, dark
seen,
universe
not-
of Warhammer 40,000.
I'm looking at the bell falling.
The game's campaign mode allows
Oh,
you
then
to
you're almost on
experience
par
this
with me.
epic story either solo or with up to 3 players in co-op.
You can rewind ahead when you're watching a stream, and it catches up a second or two.
Yeah, but it's a little iffy for most people, so it's better to not
Yeah.
bother.
Demetrian Titus is a genetically enhanced super soldier and
Century.
hero of the Ultramarines.
We will eradicate your kind from the galaxy.
Titus has returned to the Ultramarines,
You're a lieutenant now.
where he is demoted to lieutenant
Will that be a problem? No, Captain.
and forced to prove his loyalty in the heat of battle. On a distant world, he must face one of humanity's most fearsome
I'm still miffed that they
adversaries,
changed his voice actor.
Tyranids. As you take control of Titus and his fellow battle brothers, Chiron
Man,
and
that
Gadriel,
black dude kinda
you'll be
looks
thrown into the
out
thick
of
a war
place.
galactic proportions.
His face is too normal, like he doesn't look like a marine, he
I
looks
wonder-
like
I
a
wonder
black
what happened
dude.
to Leandros after all this time.
On screen at the same time.
I don't know who's Leandros.
Seemingly endless waves
I know it's a
of
character, I don't
Goodbye
remember who
frame
it
rate.
is.
Holy
sweeping
shit.
enemies as far as the eye
Yeah.
can see. You must repel the Tyranid invasion and rid the system of the Xenos threat. Battling in the claustrophobic jungles of Kadaku, the majestic
I hope we're not just fighting Tyrannids the whole game.
and other epic
You know
locations.
they're gonna bring in chaos. They have.
Yeah,
After each
Yeah.
successful mission, you'll return to
Now, the
battle
question
barge,
is, which
a
kind of
space
chaos it'll
fortress
be.
Serving as the Ultramarines'
probably
orbital
Black Legion
headquarters.
again, because
Here you
fucking
can gather
default.
crucial intel
Please,
by
no.
interacting with
I
on-board
don't-
personnel.
Give me something more interesting.
Review your next task.
Oh yeah, you want
and
something
tailor
more,
your
interest-
loadout to
more
your
interesting in a game about fucking Ultramarines.
Whether you prefer close combat or
The
range
default
warfare,
is the fucking default,
Ultramarines'
motherfuckers.
wide range of equipment
So if I only get to play as the
devastating
default
weapons and unique
Johnny
special
Marine
abilities.
motherfucker, then give me something interesting to fight.
A balanced approach is certainly wise, since performing a brutal melee finisher replenishes your armor and keeps you in the fight for longer.
More Doom. Okay.
Shred the
I like how
enemies of
the-
humanity
I hope
with
they
the
actually give you
iconic
iframes during
chainsaw.
execution this time.
Liquefy them with
I mean,
the melter rifle.
After
crush them
Doom,
with the
everyone
mighty
pretty much
Thunderhammer.
started doing that, so it's a must at this point. There's no way such a blatant design oversight will get through.
Your duty is not yet done.
If they do have chaos, they probably won't spoil it in this trailer. Yeah, probably, but
Here, the
Wait,
focus is on cooperation and
I think we saw the
replayability.
Storm Bolter Cubano.
Play as one of 6 classes with unique
Also use the
skills
stream
and
chat so
abilities.
we can all use one in the same
Develop
chat.
and customize them to make
Yeah.
them your own. Whether you prefer the sniper's stealth cloak and long-range capabilities,
Oh, grappling hook.
the
Oh,
Vanguard's grapple
oh.
launcher, or the Bulwark's chapter banner and storm shield combination, your Space Marine specialty, along
Okay,
with those
let's
of your
go.
squad mates, will be
So there's a
decisive on the
pseudo-class
battlefield.
system. I don't remember if the original
The
had
more
that.
missions you play,
No, it
the
didn't.
more you'll unlock cosmetics.
Okay.
for
So
your
we
Space
at
Marine.
least have
I never played
seen
the multiplayer, so
You'll
the
also
fucking
earn
Thousand
XP
Suns.
and armory data that you can spend in the battle.
Oh,
Bunker's
right, yeah, they
armory
just showed the
to
1,000
unlock
Suns, yeah,
new
right.
class perks
Well,
and
there you go,
improve
that's
your armament's
that's a chaos.
performance.
Yep. Thousand Suns are
yeah, this is what I'm talking about.
War demands
Versus mode.
eternal discipline. If you're into more
Black
competitive
Legion-
challenges, well then you're in for a treat.
So we got Black
Enter the
Legion,
fray
we
in
got,
Well, it's PvP,
Nurgle.
so
where you'll be
Okay,
able
yeah.
to pit yourselves
PvP
against
is
other
kind of
players.
like you can
6 Space
get
Marines
anyone. Like
clash
6v6. Okay, this is gonna be fun.
sworn chaos adversaries in arenas
Yeah, it looks like they got
inspired
all
by
the major
game's
ones.
rich settings.
Core
Choose your
Knights.
preferred rule set, be it the intense
Where the fuck
annihilation
is the
deathmatch,
Alpha Legion, you
strategic
fuckers?
They were Alpha
or
Legion.
the exhilarating
At least
capture and
twice they
control.
appeared.
I
One
bet-
dude
Engage in
uncloaked.
adrenaline
Titus
pumping
was
battles
the Alpha
to
Legion
test
this
your
entire
skills
time.
against players from across the world.
God, I wish.
But yeah, there is Alpha Legion. so
Wait, is
you
that
can-
a Grey Knight?
To your arsenal as you prove your valor on the battlefield.
No, doesn't look like it.
I think it's an Iron Warrior.
That's all
Wait,
just a taste of what
maybe
is
it
to come.
was. I didn't catch
Okay,
it.
yeah, okay, yeah. No, I saw what Haka saw. I think that might have been Grey Knight.
Poured into this
Nice.
game. We've got more surprises in
I'm
store
gonna
for
have
you
to rewind that
be
one.
revealed very soon.
In his name, I will fight. For the Emperor!
Okay. I mean,
Pre-order the
it looks to have a lot more than I
standard
initially
Ultra
thought, but
editions. Defend
Yeah,
humanity
the
it's-
technical state is what worries me the
Warhammer
most.
40,000 Space Marine 2 launches on PlayStation
Well,
5,
I guess overall
Xbox
it's going to be a
Series,
little
and
more
PC.
beefier than
Heed
the
call
first
of
one.
war. For your
it should.
craft.
Season
is death.
pass. Okay.
Yeah, we knew that was coming. Season pass, microtransactions. Yeah, it's kind of modern
Oh,
gaming.
that's it?
Yeah, it's 60 minutes.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna rewind to the
Okay, so
the Grey Knight supposed.
Annihilation
Let me do frame by frame.
I do see the Alpha Legion.
It's,
You just
doesn't
know.
it doesn't look like a Grey Knight. He has Primaris armor. It's probably White Scar or
But I
Oh,
didn't see
Jesus.
any red on him.
I don't like the fucking what's their name? Grey Knights. They have special armor, and it doesn't look like
Yeah.
their armor. It
But it
looks
looks
like
a little bit like it.
it looks like regular Primaris, but in a lot of like cloth, so closer to fucking
Okay.
Dark Angels.
I just saw the Alpha Legion guy. You just know that there's gonna be a whole bunch of fuckers who are gonna put a squad together and they're gonna name themselves Alfarius.
what's the timestamp for the Alpha Legion guy?
Let me
He appeared. He appeared when like three chaos dudes.
Also, AZ, you were mentioning the black guy. There have been black people in 40k for a long time.
Okay, 438, I think, or well between
Okay,
438 and
maybe it is a Grey Knight. Let me screenshot his
Like,
his
I'm forgetting
helmet is.
Dawn of War 1 had a black guy in it too.
No, like I'm not saying like you can have black guys. It's just that the dude looks not like a Space Marine, but like
Space Marines
like
clash
they took
against
a head
six
of a
sworn
regular
chaos
black guy
adversaries.
and put him
Oh, yeah.
onto like
I mean,
a Space Marine.
they're wearing oversized armor. I mean, how is that supposed to look?
I don't know, like his head is a bit like too big, or I don't know. Like Titus looks proper in his armor. The black guy looks kind of out of it. It's not like a major complaint.
Just let the man be racist. What's so wrong about that?
Okay, I will go with the initial complaint we had with the black guy in that his head doesn't look Space Marine. It just looks like black guy head on Space Marine.
Yep. That's exactly what I was talking
Let me
about.
see if I
Okay,
can.
I don't know what the standards are, so I can't comment.
Pretty much with all the gene editing and all that crap and stuff. Space Marines are chunky guys, and that's like everything's chunky.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, no, his
The-
his head is too lean. I see it now. Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks
because like
pretty-
Marines are all like roidy and they have like
Wait,
the studs
so
on their
if
heads.
I'm reading right, so we have a co-op campaign and we have separate operations. What do you actually do in these? Actually, are these just like objective based or something? Let me see this again.
Wait, so you have a parry? Oh.
I think there was a parry in the first game, but I can't remember entirely.
I think there kind of was, but I can't really recall. God, how long ago was it? Like 12 years ago, I think? Let's see. Space Marine release date.
Space Marines, attack!
Space Marine
2011, Jesus Christ.
Oh my god, 13 years.
13 years, yeah, man.
Holy
Actually,
shit.
Relic was supposed to make Space Marine 2, but that got cancelled.
Of course it got canceled.
They were making the original Space Marine 2.
Yeah.
And then nowadays they're not doing so hot. I think
Yeah,
they're on the
Relic is
verge
kind of
death.
in the shitter.
They're on the verge of death.
Successful mission.
So well, let me see the classes here. We got Tactical,
Wait.
Assault, Vanguard, Bulwark, Sniper, Heavy. Okay.
Yeah, I would imagine the snipers are going to be the one you're going to see the most with the Alpha Legion with all the cloaking and shit.
So I guess okay, so this is only for the operations mode.
I'm just wondering if there's going to be like weapon loadout limitations, depending on what chapter you pick. 'Cause that'd be kind of neat.
Okay, I see there's loadout and there's 3 options.
No. Looking at the menu, it appears the chapters are purely cosmetic.
Yeah.
I mean,
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
mind it, like, really, I don't mind it because, like, why restrict it?
And
So you
even
can
aside
level up the
from
weapons, so at least that gives you some value. So you have a goal to work
mean,
towards.
Okay,
You can level up
so-
your weapons irrespective of visual.
So from what I see, basically your chapter boils down to the primary color of your armor, and anything you edit on top of it, it's entirely up to you. So yeah, it's just purely cosmetic.
Better than nothing.
So, from classes, you have like the regular tactical marine, the melee assault one with the jetpack, the vanguard. I don't remember what's the fucking Primaris unit is called. The bulwark, which is the shield boy, also a melee one. Sniper, heavy are like the Phobos armor, I think. Fuck, I hate Primaris naming. They're fucking stupid. I can't remember shit with them.
Oh, well, at least they have
Like,
classes. At least they have classes at all for multiplayer, so it's better than a kick in the head.
Wait, are the classes
Yeah.
for the versus mode as well? Or
They
are
are
they just
mainly for the versus mode, yeah.
No, see, I'm going to operations. We have the classes here.
You can see them being used in multiplayer, I'm pretty sure. And PvP.
So I guess it's for operations and versus. That's good. Because it would kind of be it's a good idea because otherwise it'd be very limited if you just keep it just one mode.
So you got your support class, your assassin class, your snipers.
That's
yeah,
the thing.
this
It
is-
looks cool and all, but the game has to be fun in the end.
I mean, it doesn't look unfun.
Yeah, I agree with Haka here.
Yeah,
It
same.
looks
Yeah, that's the thing.
It looks like a game.
like it has legs. I just don't know how about its longevity. That could be the main issue.
that's the issue. Like, they have DLC planned, but I don't know how much.
I mean, horde shooters always do relatively well. So even if the PvP dies, the PvE cooperative is gonna
Dark
stay
Tide
around for a
learned a
while.
few lessons.
Yeah.
Yeah, Dark Tide. What was even the fucking problem with Dark Tide? How did they botch that so badly?
It was too grindy, too many microtransactions.
And it was broken as fuck.
Yeah.
Man, I had so much like hope for Dark Tide because it looked initially like really great.
Because if you compare it, like like there are people playing it, but not as much as Vermintide 2.
So
Yeah, like
the
Vermintide
thing-
is generally
Go ahead.
loved.
And they're still making more DLC for. Actually, wait, hang on.
So the thing with Dark Tide is that it basically did the same thing as Payday 3, in which you had years of Vermintide 2, and then when it was time to move on to the next game, it feels like they just regressed instead of building upon it. So you were
Exactly.
paying for a lesser product than the one that already existed.
Yeah, I heard good things about World War Z.
The main thing I heard about World War C was that it had no right to be as good as it was. Which, is a really good thing to hear, all things considered.
Well, if you're gonna make a horde game out of anything, you could do worse than World War Z.
Yeah.
You could do. I mean, can you do as worse as Back for Blood?
Another one. Weird
There's
flavor.
another one that came out not too long ago, but I forgot what it was called.
Horde shooter.
Yeah. Horde zombie shooter, no less.
The
Long-
Redfall.
No,
That's
Redfall is not a
vampires.
horde shooter. It's a pseudo RPG shooter.
And it's about vampires too.
Yeah. Well, they might as
Well,
well be
vampire
zombies.
zombies, whatever.
Yeah, they might as well be zombies with how brain dead the AI is.
I mean, the game is dead, so
I love how they had
it's
the balls to
broken.
not even finish it. I mean, the studio got
Even the
closed,
balls.
but they should have at least finished it.
they tried to. They like whatever they could, they finished, and then they should close up shop.
They should have. They
I'm
should have at least
currently-
written something, some sort of contract that says resources will be provided until the game is put at a certain state, and then they will be closed.
I mean, if Microsoft is going to shut down Shrew, then clearly they're not doing.
Yeah,
that.
but they owe at least that much to the few people who bought the game. It's fucked, but in an ideal world, I feel like that should have been the case.
Oh well, at least they gave them an offline mode, so because before that it was online only.
Okay, now that has to be. I'm going back to the scene where I said there was a great night. That has to be a fucking great night. The shape of the
Yeah,
helmet.
I linked a screenshot in the stream chat.
No,
It's
no,
definitely very nice, judging by the helmet.
That's not the one I was talking about. I was talking about the one with the. Let me see if I can. I'm talking about this guy right here. And also, yeah, I think it might be the same model actually.
Wait, which guy?
There you go. Put it in the stream chat.
I don't know. Doesn't look like a Grey Knight. It's like Mark III heretic armor more, I think. Because like loyalists don't wear Mark III.
But yeah, the one you linked is all definitely, yeah, especially because of the hood and everything. Yeah.
Also, an interesting thing I noticed, I paused at the moment where they are picking colors, and there are color schemes for traitor legions from when they were still loyal. Like there's a 1,000 Suns color scheme with like the red one, original one.
I saw some for the Death Guard pre-heresy.
Yeah. Death Guard pre-heresy, Sons of Horus pre-heresy. I saw. There were some others. So yeah, like pretty like extensive.
Looking at him is really funny. That the Death Guard looks so shit that actually being taken over by Nurgle was a glow up.
Cuba
Well,
commenting.
I don't know.
Cuba
I
commenting.
disagree.
This is a Zerg invasion that will be there. Xenos is a Death Watch issue. It's like he brings up a good point.
Yeah.
You figure there'd be a bunch of Death Watch running around in the main campaign because Tyrannus.
Yeah.
Also, I'm seeing a bunch of shots of what's the name of the fucking, I forget the name of the mechs, but the smaller.
Dreadnoughts.
Yeah, I see a bunch of, well, not dreadnoughts. No, yeah, dreadnoughts. I see a bunch of shots
Yeah.
of dreadnoughts. Are we gonna get to pilot one? I wonder.
No, because you gotta be like fucking dead to pilot it.
Yeah.
No, but they could be a change of perspective mid. Say, hey, they can
could
just
be-
devise a way to
could
do
be
it.
Cool.
I don't think so because it's designed for co-op, right? So then they'd have to make a
Well-
section for each.
Well,
Wait, have they
if-
said that the same campaign is going to be the one you're going to do in co-op?
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
Because
you can
if-
It might be
play as-
different missions.
Yeah, so if they designed it for single player and co-op, I don't think that we're gonna have a section like that unless they make they have to make it for all 3 players then.
Okay, no. I'm seeing a shot of a dreadnought stomping the ground, and that has to be either an enemy, but it looks loyal, so it has to be an ally, and that looks
Probably.
player controlled. That looks player controlled, 100%.
Which time code?
523. That has to be player controlled, 100%. If you look at the animation. Oh,
That's,
you know what it could be? You know what it could be? It could be a power up in PvP.
Like a
Probably.
like a
No.
drop, like a drop in COD or something. It's like, okay, you got enough
Yeah,
kill,
yeah.
you got
But,
enough kill
is it-
streak.
you
You
said
you
with
summon
Summon guy.
Or like Battlefront.
No, but it's in which section though? Like, is it in the? I don't have it open. Let me just.
Like I said, it's 223.
523.
Sorry, 523 rather. Sorry.
It's a loyalist dreadnought.
That's the versus one. Oh, it is. It's in the versus mode section. So yeah, that has to be some kind
Yeah.
of power.
It has to be a power up in PvP, which is fucking sick.
Yeah, it could be a power up. It could be a set piece.
Wait,
like
no,
part of
that's the
mission.
montage at the end. So it's not power versus. It could be.
I mean, it could be PvP, it could be whatever, but it's 100% player control. That is not a set piece. That animation is 100% player control. You can just tell.
Let me see it again. Nah, it pans over. This is probably a set piece
I mean,
with a dreadnought
Let me
because the
see,
camera
are
pans
there
right to left.
turnits- Like if they're
Yeah,
turned
there's
into the background, then this has to be the PvE stuff.
that's just the cinematic shot. So,
Uh,
There, I think I see Tyrannid, so this has to be a PvE.
no, that's not Tyranids. He's exploding
floating
a chaos,
other Marines,
behind-
yeah.
a
Behind it,
chaos marine.
like in the back, in the like far in the back.
In the back, yeah, there are.
but
It's-
My main point is that it has to be player controlled 100%, and they showed it twice, so there has to be something to
Where's
it.
the second time?
No, that was the second
a
time.
little bit earlier.
A little bit earlier, you can see it shooting, but that one actually did look like a set piece, but the one
Look,
with the
you have
stomp
the
is 100%
timestamp?
player control. Let me see if I can find it, because it was way earlier. Let's see. Yeah, cosmetics.
I think
Horde.
Probably like the best trailer for any 40k game was for Dawn of War 3. And it's such a fucking shame because like the game itself is dog shit, but trailer is so good.
Which trailer?
I think it's Dawn of War 2 or 3. I think it's 3.
And Dawn
Yeah,
of 2
but
was a good game.
Yeah, the 3-1 was like everyone against everyone. And then at the end there's like 3 huge pillars of bodies falling down.
Okay, the
that
first
one,
the,
yeah.
the first dreadnought is a 515, so that's the one where it's panning across and he's just shooting all the Tyranids coming at him
Yeah.
or whatever.
The second with the stomp, that one has to be player controlled. Okay, they're both in the montage. You can see the first one.
Where's the
which-
first one again? Ah, yeah, 515.
515.
515, yeah. 515. That one might be a set piece. It looks a little too scripted, but then the one with the stomp, that one has to be player controlled 100%. There's no way.
They say more. So we've got more surprise in store for you. So we still have a few months until launch. So
It'll
they'll
be here
probably
before
have
you
more.
know it, because time is a construct which keeps constantly condensing itself.
Yeah, we're just fucking looping with all these different things at this point. So whatever.
But yeah, I
Definitely like looks interesting.
can't say I'm on the verge of my seat, but I am definitely excited.
I am. I'm still looking forward to it. I'm not like out of my seat excited. I'm just like, okay, this looks good.
Yeah.
Because this happens to be, isn't this like the most, what do you say, AAA, the most biggest budget Warhammer game?
I mean, it looks the part.
I think it pretty much is because
Yeah.
can you think of any other game with this level of budget?
I mean, I guess not the Vermintide, like
Vermintide is
no. I'm not talking about Vermintide. I'm mixing up the games. The Darktide kind of came close in terms of like
Dark Tide
they
at
had
the
Darktide,
time,
I would
probably.
say still AA.
yeah, kind of double A, but that's like the closest.
It's
That's
on
the
the
thing with
edge.
Warhammer
It's on
games.
the edge.
That's the thing, you know, that like most of them are always in this, like they sit comfortably in this AA sphere.
Yeah.
Because there's so many developers involved, so many different teams and styles and genres.
Either
Yeah,
way,
it's the problem
either way,
with-
I see Games Workshop putting their eggs in this basket as far as like they're pushing this one above the rest at this point.
But the Rusty, the problem is they're strategy games, and like you know how strategy games are nowadays. Like not many people play them.
Yeah, it's a niche within a niche at this point. It's not.
The
It's not like in
problem-
the '90s where everyone was fucking all over StarCraft and the like.
Yeah. Like the problem with
I
40k games
got
is
Warhammer, like Total War Warhammer 1 for free in EGS. I tried it out and I just got bored of it like within half an hour. Those games require some skill beforehand.
You were saying something, Rusky?
Yeah, I was saying that like the problem with 40k games is how GW handled licensing and like how they gave out basically games to studios. They
Yeah.
gave like licenses for like small stuff, and there's a shit ton of like really like weird, not very interesting, like almost shovelware games for 40k, and it's only in like recent years have like actual good games, interesting games started to appear. Not something that like I don't know, fucking orcs collecting mushrooms or some shit.
I mean,
So
that's been a general
Plants vs.
issue.
Zombies clone.
Yeah,
from
it's been
mobile.
a general issue with licensed games since forever. It's only recently that when shovelware started to die, along with mainly the Wii and the PS2. And the
I
PS3 to an
disagree.
extent.
What
I
date?
disagree because
I don't know. You're the expert. You're gonna have to research that.
Like I disagree because other franchises didn't have this problem. Like Star Wars had big games even before like they were bought. Not bought even before like EA got given the fucking free reign for God knows how many years. So it's exactly like the problem of how parent company gives licenses.
I'm gonna stop you on that one because the thing with Star Wars is that Star Wars was special and that it was too huge and everyone wanted a piece of the pie, so you were bound to get something out of it. The thing is that with Star Wars is that they fired in every direction, and some of the shots actually did hit.
I mean, I do agree.
There's the sheer volume of things you can.
Yeah, it's a
try out
sheer
and
volume,
like-
the sheer amount. But if you look
Like,
at the
especially in the 90s.
actual, if you look at the
90s and
actual
early
output,
2000s.
if you look at the actual output, Star Wars does have a fuck ton of shovelware as well.
I mean,
Because
I guess I do agree.
The golden era of Star Wars, I would say, is 1991 to 2005. So that's where you have the
2005.
prequel trilogy. You got all these games. You got the what do you call it? The kickstarting of the expanded universe. So, yeah.
Because like the thing is, I feel like when it comes to like Star Wars games, there were a lot of them, and a lot of them were like interesting. Not
Yeah,
I don't know,
that's the
like
thing.
Farm Simulator, but even with more obscure stuff like TIE Fighter, X-Wing, it's still interesting. It's still in that universe.
TIE Fighter is my favorite Star Wars game, like next to Empire at War.
Yeah, and you have so many like games when it's exactly what people want, like the Jedi Academy, because people want to be fucking Jedi. The fucking Knights of the Old Republic, because people once again want to be the fucking Jedi. The Battlefront, because people want to have like the
Rogue
epic fights.
Squadron, you had Starfighter.
Yeah,
Or
exactly.
the
They
pilot.
gave they gave people the experience people wanted, and with Warhammer, I feel like it's not the same.
If you want to be on the ground, you got Battlefront. If you want to be an action hero, you got Dark Forces. They had everything, man.
Yeah, and
Once again, goes back to my point. Star Wars was special in that scenario because Star Wars was the thing. Star Wars was the biggest thing ever created for a couple decades.
Yeah.
But when you look at Warhammer, Warhammer is in the same place as literally every other IP. So the thing you're saying about Warhammer with the scale and the quality of the games, that is not a Warhammer issue. That is an IP issue that has only recently been sort of remediated a little. So that's just a general licensing issue that was going on from the 90s all the way to the middle of the 2010s.
Yes, I guess we can all agree on the fact that GW is fucking incompetent when it comes to like IP management and in general.
I mean, not just IP management, just their own baby, dude.
Just in general, yeah.
Yeah.
Didn't they already just increase the prices of the miniatures?
Let me find the post. Let me find the, they recently hiked the prices again.
Oh, I want.
Yeah, and I think their social media account had another instance of, well, this may not be for you. It's like, well, we all know how that goes.
I was planning to get a Mortarion mini, but now if they increase the prices, fuck that shit.
I had my DS.
God
I got my Nintendo DS
it.
before my Wii, right? So if I had a Nintendo DS, that means Lego Star Wars Complete Trilogy was my first Star Wars game.
We made it a profit after tax, but honestly, we just had no choice but to raise prices. We can barely keep fuck off.
I don't think like.
Oh my god, they already make like 300% profit on each mini. Fuck off.
I honestly think the tabletop is going to die out. Like something.
It won't. People are still buying that fucking thing.
Artists
It's not gonna
who buy them now, they're gonna get older and older. Like, who's gonna like? Do you think the younger generation is gonna get into tabletop?
God no.
Of course not.
The problem, like this guy, I linked the post from. He's like a really cool 40k. He's more like a heresy VTuber, but he's interesting because he actually used to run a mold injection factory, which is basically like the same as producing 40k minis. And first of all, he has like insight into the production thing and the business thing. And he had a few videos talking about like the business side of things. And he basically like said that GW is digging its own grave at the moment because they take a mini that was like affordable and people could realistically buy. And they hike the price again and again and again and again. And at some point, like your number go up, but the number of people who can actually buy and who still buy your shit, it goes down. At this point, Games Workshop and their like mini business has a lot more resemblance to how mobile game companies run.
I was about to mention that. I was just about because they're relying on the whales, and the whales are never going to go away.
Exactly, and they're scaring like the regular customer away. And what's also stupid, he mentioned, is that they keep hiking up prices on the models that are like 10 years old at this point. And it makes no fucking sense because like the model itself, the mold, initial design, it had paid itself off so many times over. It's like basically like free money, but they still hike up the prices. It was, I think even with like some old shit, like some of the elder minis, they still kept hiking prices.
And the thing with GW products is that well shit. All right then. Bye I suppose. The thing with GW products is that let's be real, they don't cost that much to make.
Exactly.
The profit margin is insane. I have never seen such a high profit margin in a hobby centric product in my life, and I fucking collect the Gunpla.
because like
it's sheer insanity.
Because Games Workshop at this point is the Apple of like tabletop gaming. They are such a huge brand name that people buy it just because it's the thing, and they cope about the quality of it. There's like this stuff going around that like GW still makes like the best minis on the market, which is
No, they
not
don't.
true.
Nah.
Yeah, but people still eat that cope like the same way they eat that cope with like shit like Apple.
And
Like
the thing,
all Apple is like the best phone.
and the thing is, if you think about it, anyone with a decent skills in 3D modeling and printing can just do what they do, just at a smaller scale.
Yep. It's like
That's just the process for them. That's literally mold, make the model in a 3D software, then fuck, what's the word? Make the models for the plastic press, and then you just do it. There's no need for anything that would be more costly, like research and development, because there's no engineering that goes into it.
not exactly, because as the Outer Circle guy was saying, the problem with injection molding is that you have like the master mold, and then you make like work molds from it, and these work molds, they like from wear and tear, they go bad and you need to like replace them, and sometimes shit can happen with like the master mold. So there is an ongoing cost, but it's nowhere near.
Yeah, but it's and when you're talking about the master mold, that's a fringe case. I doubt that's a normal occurrence.
The original Warhammer figures were metal Meckles. that's
okay.
Yeah.
That's also something.
They
that
were
have to
all
consider.
initially metal, and when I remember, I don't remember it myself, but I remember like reading about it, that when like first plastic appeared, it was kind of not great, and people were upset. Like I think it was fine cast, it was called, or something like that. But eventually, like plastic, it became obvious that like plastic is superior to
What are they?
the thingy.
Do you know what they're made of nowadays? Is it ABS, PBS? What are they made of?
Honestly, no idea. Hard to say.
I know the fuck, I forget what the subdivision is and stuff, but like the molded figures last time I checked was resin.
No, yeah, you're thinking of Forge World.
Yeah, Forge World.
Resin is 3D printed.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure resin is exclusively for Forge World, and that's for higher end consumers, aka whales on top of whales.
Yeah, Forge World is. I don't think Forge World actually exists anymore. They liquidated it recently.
Really?
Yeah, they. I remember they first rolled the Forge World site into the new Games Workshop site, and I think kind of Forge World doesn't like exist anymore.
Okay.
As for what's the fucking type of plastic for minis?
Okay, I can see. Apparently, there is a physical Forge World location according to the Warhammer site, but I don't know if this is outdated or not.
Someone says on.
I can't find the site, so yeah, they probably just shut it down.
Okay, so someone says that miniatures are made out of polystyrene.
Polystyrene. Oh, so yeah.
I don't remember what it is. I don't know.
I think that's what PVS is.
Polystyrol.
Plastic.
So they're made out of like the same material yogurt cans are made of.
Yeah, I think it's like one of the most common plastic. So makes sense.
Isn't like the most common plastic polyethylene or whatever like the bags are made of?
Yeah.
I love my plastic bags.
I just remember when I worked at a recycling plant, I hated plastic bags because that's end of the line plastic, so it had to go straight to the garbage.
Oh yeah, high impact polystyrene. So it's not ABS. But apparently, like ABS is a subtype of polystyrene because maybe I don't know. Chemistry is fucking weird. I fucking hate chemistry.
Yeah, chemistry with plastic is fucking weird. I learned that
Chemistry-
the hard way with Gunpla.
Yeah, the only thing that's worse than chemistry is fucking network architecture. Fuck that shit, man.
God. But I'm still stun-locked that they actually raised the fucking price of Jesus. I'm
Well-
not. If they don't want my money, they're not gonna get it. I'm not getting that fucking Mortarion. Go fuck yourselves.
Games Workshop is like Wizards of the Coast. They're quadrupling down and everything. It's fucking retarded.
Yeah.
I mean, and the worst part is that they can afford to. That's the problem.
They can, but they can't do it forever. It's just a matter of when.
Yeah, I agree with Zenlar.
Yeah,
It's just
obviously
really a matter of
it's-
when.
Obviously, it's not gonna last forever, sure, but the point is that it's gonna be really annoying for as long as they can afford to. And it's not like they are decreasing in popularity. They still have the cultural outreach, so even one dumbass or two is gonna buy their stuff, even if they don't turn into a whale. And I'm pretty sure, I don't remember who said it, but someone mentioned that within Games Workshop, it's basically okay. So their outlook on pricing is that it doesn't really matter if their stuff doesn't sell by the millions to the general populace, because as long as one person buys one set of Marines, just the cheapest piece of shit set you can find, that profits and justifies the production of 100 different sets. So that's all they need. They don't even need whales. They just need one guy to buy one set, and that can keep them afloat.
I'm not sure the math checks out on that.
I don't mean literally, of course, just one guy buying one set, and that I don't mean that literally, but it's the general
Okay.
sentiment of the markup is so fucking high, the profit margin is so high that they don't need to sell by the truckload. Even without the whales, as long as it has a niche dedicated base, they'll be fine.
Yeah,
They'll be more than fine.
It makes sense.
This is also fucking sad.
I know. It's kind of funny how we just watched the watch along, and it's like, okay, pretty good, but then we start thinking about the greater like outlook of things, and then bring ourselves down from the high.
Oh,
Because
cool,
it's fucking
video games.
inevitable.
Oh, plastic, fuck.
Yeah, I never even like got to experience the good part of it, which is like shitty. But oh well, I guess money saved.
Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
what exactly do you mean as in the good part?
Well, I mean, for like various reasons, original 40K was like very hard to come by in Russia. Original like model sets. So and by the time like I was interested in it, they were already like prohibitively expensive. There were trouble with like finding material to paint them with, especially I remember trying to get into it in like 2016 17, and I like had problem finding primer that would actually work with minis, which like stopped me initially. So and then it just kept getting more and more expensive. But at the end of the day, like I kind of realized that like I guess it's for the better, because I couldn't be like arsed to find people to play with. At best I would like paint that shit and put it on a shelf somewhere.
Yeah, but wait, so they officially sold the minis over there, right? It's not like you would have to go to some backwater shop and then buy them of a third reason. They officially sold them, right?
Yeah, they had an official reseller, because like there never were official GW shops in Russia, but they had there's this company, Hobby Games. They sell like all sorts of tabletop games, like like the regular like stuff, dice stuff.
So
And so they
hobby
were,
stuff in general.
yeah, like tabletop games, and they were the official reseller of Games Workshop material in Russia. But the stuff was constantly out of stock, and it wasn't even. I initially thought that this was like a Russia issue because they didn't give enough stock. But then when I started watching Outer Circle and he explained like the shortages, turned out that it's not a Russia issue; it's everywhere issue. Even like official site had constantly like the out of stock problems, and yeah, it was just like you scroll and you have like some popular stuff, but some more obscure stuff you can't buy because it's out of stock forever, and that's kind of how it went.
Gotcha. So it was mostly a stock issue, because I was wondering why you wouldn't be able to find a primer if you had official resellers, because I'm pretty sure GW sells
I don't know
all the
why,
paints
like
themselves.
primer is like a tricky one because I might be wrong, but some people like just use car primer, but it's too like acidic or something, and it damaged the models if you lay it on too thick or something. And you needed like model primer, but I remember when I went to the only shop that sold 40k in like my city, they didn't have like primer. The only primer they had is like some dude's huge bottle of brush on primer. Only now, like when what the fucking, you have like Amazon and we have Ozone, like local similar thing, and they sell like all sort of shit. And now it's easy to get primer because you just go to Ozone and you buy a primer. But back then, when it wasn't a thing, you had to like search around in like hobby shops and art shops, and I couldn't find it. Yeah, but like when the war started, GW like officially said no more Warhammer for you. You're bad.
Of course they did.
You can't play with toy soldiers anymore. And they officially stopped selling shit in Russia.
I'm just thinking.
Must not have been that big of a market for them.
I'm just thinking most things rebranded in Russia when Western markets pulled out and stuff. I'm just wondering if there's eventually going to be like a homebrew Russian based tabletop industry. But then again,
the thing is like
gonna go from Warhammer to Conflict Sickle.
The thing is, like, first of all, in Russia we had a really like robust market of what's the like official or semi-official terms, like the guys who print bits, the guys who print like knockoff models that look almost exactly the same. So like the printers are a big market in Russia, because some of it because like people are passionate about 40k and they want to have it, but they can't for like various reasons, so they resort to painting it and then or printing, and then they turn it into business. And the second, I think, is like the grayness of some of the like legal stuff. Because if you remember I don't know if any of you like are into SCP, but you can probably, if you are, you can remember the whole fucking drama of some Russian guy trademarking SCP in Russia.
And I remember that.
Yeah, that shit. So it's easier to skirt the law, and it's both a good and bad thing, because like it's good when you can just print fucking 40k minis and be like chill, but it's bad when like shit like SCP stuff happens.
Well, yeah, it's kind of a Wild West, but by that same token, stuff, businesses aren't going to want to do business if their IP is not really respected. So, but damn if you do, damn if you don't.
Yeah, and when it comes to like knockoff Warhammer, I think we brought it up on a previous stream with the other dude. There in like late 2000s, there were companies that were also making minis, and they were kind of like knockoff of 40k, knockoff of some other mecha stuff, and they had their niche, but probably because of the fact that it wasn't 40k, they didn't have like lore and other like various factors, they mostly like died out now, or like they didn't die out, but they're just nothing at this point. Like it's a blip, barely a blip on the radar at all.
Yeah, I do remember having this conversation, though. I think we mostly focused at the time the BattleTech Mech Warrior knockoffs. Good times.
I still have these models laying around, so if you're interested, I can like snap a couple of photos later, just to like, so you can like see how they looked. They're actually kind of good, I would say. Like they aren't 40k, but they look kind of cool. But they're monopose, like single piece.
Yeah, I'm sure some people will still like to take a look at them anyway, because we're all a bunch of fucking nerds. Trying to think what else is going on.
I mean, is there anything going on at all?
I'm just peeking over at the Bong server just to see what the VTube news.
I mean,
truth be told, I don't tend to wander away from the holding cells anymore because, oh my god, just when I thought we've reached peak like retardation, like a few people come in and it just like expands it more, and it's just like, oh my god, it's so fucking stupid.
I know.
I don't know, like who do you have in mind specifically?
It's not even one person in mind. It's just like a cloud of retardation is befallen the TVA gay cord and a good chunk of threads on the forum now too. I'm looking at you, banter thread. Jesus fuck.
Yeah, I don't know who that General Banter is, but he sure claims a lot of souls. As for like the Discord, I have
golf
most.
clap out of me.
As for like Groomcord, I have most of the channels muted aside for like cafeteria discussion, VTuber discussion, cells, and scribblings.
Actually, those are pretty much the only ones I tend to poke my head in. I do make an active.
Because like.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, because like cafeteria and VTuber discussions is like, you know, the discussion where you can like talk about shit. I usually like throw clips in VTuber discussion, and scribblings is cool for art, and holding cells is for like actually talking with people.
Yeah, I mean, I keep an eye on everything, but it's mostly just, okay, something happened here, scroll for like 2 seconds, okay, it's nothing of interest, go all the way to the end to keep it updated, and that's it, because I have the autistic need to keep it all updated, but
I've really tried I've really tried to get like back in the day I used to like, okay, this is small enough I can keep up with everything, then everything got spread out from like the general thread, and it's like, okay, I can't keep up with everything, but a couple of things I like keeping up I'll keep up with, but now I'm at the point I can't even keep up with those, so it's kind of just like I'll just poke my head whenever and just see what's going on, or if there's a big enough if there's a big enough kerfluffle, it'll eventually come to my attention and be like, okay, what's everyone bitching about now, kind of thing.
honestly, I blame the blue names and the women.
I'm not going to throw all the women under the bus, just a certain segment of them.
I wouldn't
Sadly,
also
they're the
say
majority.
like, I don't know, like I rarely see like women like shooting up the threads, or not the threads, like the channels. Sometimes they just get well, like what's the name, like the fish, the Lumi. Sometimes like the Lumi and Huni start chatting, but like this is a rare occasion, so it's usually like the blue names.
The thing with the women is that they're not as frequent as you would think, but anytime they show up is just messages on top of messages because they use 10 messages to say 3 words. It's insane.
Well, yeah, specifically when they're talking with each other. It's like, oh, hi, girl, how's it going? Oh, yeah. And it's like, just girls going back and forth kind of thing and stuff. But then you get a couple of people just raise their head up and it's like, women. And it's just like, oh, fuck off.
Yeah, everyone.
I'm not wrong.
It brings out all the. No, you're completely right. And the worst part is that when it brings out everyone, it brings out everyone, including the undesirables.
Yeah, like we just like I'm not being mean when I say this. I'm using this as a neutral example. Like when Empress just said, I saw that it was Empress' birthday and I said happy birthday, and then everyone in my Discord was just like happy birthday, and just like the line of happy birthdays. But still, that was nice.
I mean,
nice.
it is a happy birthday, so
yeah. But that's like a benign example. Like that's benign.
The only good example.
Yeah, which is why I used it. But then you have other instances where like Honey or someone is kind of just like, oh, woe was me, and then everyone's kind of up. It's like, oh, you're okay, girl. It's like, yeah. And it's just like, I don't fucking care. This is just
it's just sexual woman posting.
And it's always something stupid. Either woe is me or shit like what Lumi, the bad Lumi, to be clear.
Yeah.
She put a tweet on, I believe, Seething Bee Tweeters. I think that was a thread, without even looking at it. Everyone said, "What the fuck is this?" And she responded, "I don't know. It just has a document attached to it, and I love drama." And everyone read it, and it was literally nothing.
Well, fucking didn't Dazzle literally have that moment earlier, like the other day? It's like, oh, I didn't actually read anything, and then like everyone was just like ready to choke him out.
Yeah, no, but I mean, both of them are retarded, sure. But the one thing is that Dazzle is already in a heated topic, so he is already heated enough to expand his retardation. This woman just looked at a random tweet and said, "Oh, this looks juicy," didn't read it, and posted it. So she went out of her way to be extra retarded, rather than Dazzle being caught in his own retardation.
Well, yeah, that's fair. Like she's trying to drum up drama for drama's sake, and Dazzle's just being retarded.
Yeah. That's. I fear for her children.
Has Dazzle been around in the original VTuber thread on KF?
I want to say yes. I do have memories of him being on Kiwi Farms.
I mean, he was there at some point, I'm pretty sure. But if you mean recently, I don't think so, no. Unless he goes by a different name, but yeah.
Speaking about the Lumi, Haka, you might want to check the holding cells.
What happened?
Fucking YT confirms that Dazzle was on the farms. Okay.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my fucking. Oh my.
Okay, what are you specifically? Oh my godding, because I'm just looking at Shorts, double barrel shotgun Ed Zazara.
I'm looking at the post in the holding cells by Sark of the little faggy drama podcast that Lumi is in, saying that there's no evidence about Kiki.
I mean, to be completely fair.
I fucking call it again. I swear to God, under the T, are V tweeters seriously? They are V tweeters who actually do stream and stuff, but the mentality never went away. I swear to fucking God.
Check stream chat.
I mean, for the like the latest dump Frank did, like I kind of like it's like gross shit, but
Oh my fucking god.
he himself said that like they both were underage at the time, so like
Okay.
it's like gross, but it's not
Okay,
damning, I would say.
okay. So they're siding with fucking Trigger Point. Fuck off.
No. Trigger Point walked it back.
Trigger Point walked it back.
Yeah. He initially posted it like whatever. But
okay,
then
what Trigger Point is, to be clear, what Trigger Point is saying in that tweet and the one that they replied to is saying that his declaration that Kiki was innocent was a mistake.
Yeah.
So he's actually walking it back.
Yeah,
he specifically like mentioned that I don't know if Frank contacted him or he read stuff by Frank. Yeah, but like whatever, Frank was involved and he like realized he didn't have like all the information and Trigger Point walked it back. So Trigger Point kind of achieved a good ending. But Under the Tea is like, I mean, I'm not being like mean, but we have a single mom, a fucking trap with a voice changer, and from what I understand, like the Mama Oko is trans or whatever.
Yeah. There is something that I feel the need to bring up now that they are defending Kiki. This might have passed by some of you guys, but the other day the trap from the podcast was asking for a place to share porn in that had the same level of or the same lack of oversight as Telegram.
I also remember him talking about Lolly.
You guys are picking up what I'm putting down, right?
No. I saw this coming a mile away. I've day one, the Under the Tea joined the gay court stuff. Day one, it's like I have a bad feeling about these guys, and the more information comes out, it's just like it just gets worse and worse and worse and worse and worse.
But you get what I'm implying, right?
Yes.
Holy shit! And now this that at least the trap, at the very least, that motherfucker. That's.
Yes, I'm picking up what you're putting down, and that is they are pedo guarding.
No. One of them is they're pedo guarding, and at least one of them is probably pedo partaking.
Yes, I know.
Yeah.
Oh god.
So basically, they're protecting their own.
Fucking YT. So Under the Tea is a YouTube podcast with three VTubers, and they're in the gay court. They stick out like a sore thumb. The one who posts the most is Lumi, the mermaid. The second poster is the octopus, and the fucking the voice changer Twink doesn't really talk too much. I'm not even sure if he's on the gay court.
No,
I think he was on, but he doesn't talk.
He was the one who, because funny, you're right, he never says anything. So the one time he just showed up to say something once when he was asking, hey, where can I share porn with the same lack of oversight as Telegram? Which is...
Yeah, and
I can't believe it felt like I was the only one who saw that and thought, this is... Are we just going to ignore the fact that he is... And he phrased it in the same way as he mentioned pedos when he asked the question. So it's why?
My question is, did anyone screen cap that, or is it still on the gay court? And
it has to be.
With the bong.
We have shit ton of people with the archivers, so
let me see.
I think the messages are preserved.
Let me see if I can.
Yeah, because I wouldn't know what I'm looking for.
I can't find how you see all people on the server.
If it's okay, what I'm getting at, if it's still there, it should be brought to Elise Renigan's attention. I don't know about the bong, because the bong seems to be running guard for them, but maybe bringing up the Renigan's attention might be a point to do.
Okay.
Guys, how do you open the whole list of users on the server? I can't fucking find it.
Okay, I actually got it wrong. It was Nolan Crush fan, who I pretty sure is Topo Chico, who brought up...
That's Topo.
Yeah, who brought up it being for pedophiles. but that didn't dissuade the trap at all. Okay, these are the messages in reverse chronological order.
Oh, how is the trap named? I can't find him because like.
The name is right there in the screenshot.
Oh, okay.
It's so bad.
Hana.
It's exactly what you said. It's just like, God.
Yeah, and it was apropos of nothing.
Yeah, it just came out of the blue. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
Short, I did.
Yeah, and he
some
fucking believes
recommendations.
like
Fuck
Telegram
off.
has encryption, lol, lamau.
Okay, Short, I know you like to have fun and stuff, but when it comes to actual pedo bait and stuff, we really should bring it to the mouth attention. If the Kiki thing is anything to go by.
I gotta. Oh god, 775 results. Jesus, I can't find that message he said about Lolicon.
God, it's because yeah, I'm pretty sure we were all wary of them, but now straight up, there is an assumption of a reasonable assumption of pedo activity.
Pipkin, I know you're eventually going to watch this. I love you, man, but you dare speak ill of my recipe? How dare you?
Okay,
I think they see this.
That's not really that bad. That's not really that bad. I mean, with the new context, it can be definitely taken as such, but by itself, I don't think. I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, maybe like.
I don't know. All the entirety of the under the T crew is still on my shit list because I don't know. I don't like them, and shit's gonna go down with them eventually. Given a long enough time span, they're going to get they're much like Jackie, Fern, and the rest of them and stuff. They're going to get comfortable, and they're going to.
They already have.
I know they already have and stuff, and it's just going to get worse.
I mean, God got comfortable enough to ask for a site to share porn that somehow wouldn't be allowed on places like Discord, where porn is shared constantly. So yeah, I don't know about that.
Yeah, well, they're still on my radar for drama, but I'm not paying super duper close attention to them.
But yeah, of course they get little bean pass because my VTubers and my outreach.
It's time for these people to face the wall. Yes, I know.
God, I wish.
I don't know. I find it riddle me this, Batman. It seems kind of funny to me that we're hitting a conflux of kid diddlers all at once. It seems a little weird to be happening all at once. Is it just me?
It's the season.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, yep. Yeah, it is. It is the Pride Month. Yeah, yep. Doesn't mean I have to like it, but yep. Lemiari doesn't shut up and makes back reading a fucking pain in the ass. Yep, I agree.
I mean, right now she is shitting up the seething VTwitter's channel with once again random bullshit nothing burgers that don't concern her.
It feels so good to have those blue threads muted. It's just, it's amazing.
I don't know. I've been very leery of back in the day of like muting things or ignoring things, the button like stuff. But now I'm kind of just liberal, like I don't care anymore. You're annoying. Just fuck off.
Yeah, like because there's so much info, you can just realistically take it all in. Because like personally, I sometimes have to like legit log out of Discord, both on like my phone and my PC. Otherwise, I can't just work. I scroll that shit, and there's like almost an endless amount of shit to scroll.
I mean, I think that's like a you problem at that point.
I don't. I'm not arguing with that, but also like the fact of the matter is there's so much shit that limiting it is also a good thing. Like, because as Eleanor said, like before, if something is actually serious, something is actually like worthwhile, it will bubble up to general discussion and you will learn about it. You don't need to be there like at the ground zero, second zero.
Yeah, yeah, I kind of agree with that. Like, there's a few other people, but there's still a few people out there who kind of just like, I gotta be right on the top of this thing. I'm like, no, you don't. You really don't. It's like this isn't IBS. This isn't the sector. It's like you don't need to be the first one to market with the hot goss. That's fucking gay.
I mean, I personally don't give a shit about any of the drama in general, but when it comes to the miscellaneous threats, I do enjoy, shit posting around with people. It is fun, The social aspect of the Groom Court is rather fun, but then
Yep,
it also
I
has
do
like
agree.
the baggage of all the affirmation deplorables. So
Mm-hmm.
that's
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Like I do have my invite link to my Discord server, like public and stuff, but there it's like I have to let you in. And I like,
Jackie.
yeah, and I like to think I've been pretty good with letting people in and stuff. It's like, okay, I've talked with you before. I read your posts. It's like, okay, I like you. Or like the couple of randoms I've gotten from posts in Odyssey and stuff. Everyone seems to integrate it fine. But to keep a couple of people who snuck themselves in, Reed, Taco, Fern, Jackie, it's just like, okay.
Wait, Taco, the one from the
TBA.
Yeah, Takadachi.
oh,
Yeah,
he's undesirable.
Oh fuck.
Now he is.
Takadachi is fun. Don't get me wrong. He's pretty funny and fun stuff, but he shits everywhere. Like he just will go to the middle of your living room on your priceless Persian carpet, drop trow and drop a deuce. That's the way he works. I don't want him anywhere near like my living room. And he snuck in because he changes his name. Like he changes his name like in his accounts like left, right, and center because he gets banned from everywhere and stuff. And he got into my server after he changed his name, and I eventually figured out who he was. And I gave him the ultimatum. It's like shut the fuck up for 5 minutes, and he couldn't even do that. So boot he got.
Yeah, this is a really good approach. I agree with this approach.
Yeah, and of course Jackie and Fern was just like, okay, once their shit started going down, I was like, all right, you guys are gone.
Wait, was Fern even on your
Fern
server?
didn't even make it in, I'm pretty sure.
No, Fern was on my server for a little bit and stuff, but then he started being creepy towards the end, and I was like, gone.
Oh yeah, right.
God, I remember when you kicked him out and went, why did you do that? I was going to join you on call and stream, please. Like Scott, so pathetic.
I know. Okay, Jackie, I find a little annoying with his Rin whatever account thing stuff. It's like, dude, I was there when you admitted that it's like this was an alt account for you. Okay, it's like that's why I asked you guys to just confirm. It's like I have my memory got tickled. I'm like, wait, man, this is Jackie's account, isn't it? It's like, yep, okay, gone.
And I mean, even if you weren't there, he didn't even try. Well, I'm pretty sure he feels like he tried, but objectively speaking, he didn't try to make a convincing fake.
Well, even then, like I'll repost the screen cap and stuff. He legitimately just right now, like well earlier, tried to say like, hey, I'm a new guy. It's like, no, you're not. It's like, fuck off.
Oh God, it's so retarded.
I know. It's like Nolan level of like OPSEC is like, I'm gonna remove this part of my name, tee. But in Jackie's case, it was like, oh yeah, that's totally me, and figure people wouldn't remember that.
Yeah, I guess some people just can't be fucking spurgs.
The thing with Jackie is that he's perfectly aware that he's a spurg. He just doesn't care. One of the first things that he said when he joined was he doesn't care to adapt. He just sticks around until he becomes an accepted evil. He literally said, "I just stick around until people are willing to put up with me.
Well, that was a Nolan strategy for the longest time. So it's not like there isn't precedence.
Yeah, Nolan is at this point. I think is the fucking what's the term in English? It's not Nolan's name. It's the type of person at this point.
Yeah.
Like the Nolan.
Yeah, like the archetype, like the Nolan archetype.
Yeah, no, it's not the Nolan. It's a Nolan now.
Oh God.
I mean, we have the multiple Nolans now. We're on Nolan 5.0, I think.
I've lost count. Like going through the mental Rolodex of all the Nolans we've had, I've lost count at this point because there's like Nolan, Fern, Jackie, fucking. There's a few others that are slipping my mind right now.
Yeah, same. But those are the ones that come to mind.
They're the big ones.
Spino.
Yeah, Spino's an Nolan. Yep.
Yukon kinda. Yeah, as you just mentioned.
Yeah,
Yukon.
yeah, Yukon. Fuck. What is it with this space? It's almost a rhetorical question. It's like, what is it with this place that's attracting all these autistic people? And it's like, well,
I mean,
as for Discord, everything.
Yeah.
As for Yukon, Zelnor, you kind of have to answer for that one because he's one of your people.
He's fuck. He's
a leaf.
Yeah, he's a leaf. He's about a decade older than me, and he lives even more in the woods than I do. So it's kind of just like, that's probably going to be me in a decade.
I hope you at least have the wherewithal to know that you should probably take yourself out before that happens.
Oh, that's Untail.
Are they still shitting it up? Oh my god. Another one jumped in. God bless.
Okay, what are you looking at specifically now?
Like I said, the bad Lumi posted some nothing drama on the thread, and they've been shitting up about it for the past like 20 minutes.
I don't care.
Worthless garbage. Yeah, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
it's just a microcosm of everything that's gone wrong. So.
I don't know what Lumi was initially in the beginning. It's like, oh, she's a mother. Maybe she has her shit together, but it's like, nope. Does not having a baby does not normal make.
I mean, it's just the way that her life is structured. First off, spick, Mexican at that. Second, current lover is not the father of the child. Third, constantly sparking on the internet despite having a family. It's just none of it points to someone who actually has their shit together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, also claimed to have been pregnant underage. That too.
Oh yeah,
the DLC.
Yeah, I do remember this now.
They do say that no one who has their shit together becomes a VTuber, but there is a spectrum, and she is all the way on the shit part of it.
But yeah, initially when I heard that stuff, I was like, nah, surely that's just like a joke. Some normal people do become VTubers, but the longer I immerse myself into this whole thing, the more I feel like, holy shit, this is absolutely true. You cannot be like completely normal and do this shit. Normal people don't pretend to be cartoons on the internet. At best, they just fucking stream, like flash stream.
Even then, that's its own brand of squirrely.
Oh yeah. I don't know. There's something unpleasant about like the general like amalgam of a Twitch streamer, like, you know, the whole one with the custom layout and with the neon in the background and the fucking sticking out microphone. I don't know what it is. It's like this some air of something unpleasant there.
I see why Uber left earlier, because he's streaming.
Yeah.
Yeah, he posted it on the general thread.
Oh, okay. I thought that was just another game post. That was actually him going live post. Okay, that makes sense now. I am tired.
So are we all.
He should do like the thumbnails because it like visually you can tell it apart from like a trailer. I also thought it was like a trailer he posted, but it was his stream.
I feel like that's more effort than he's willing to put in. I don't think he really cares that much. Just stream, shoot the shit.
My one little thing with Uber is that he has a super secret FPS chat that we VTuber adjacent people aren't privy to, and that's always been kind of a little curiosity for me. Because he chats with some of his friends, but it's not like on the YouTube live stream or in any of our Discords and stuff. So I'm just like, It's like, are you trying to keep your friend group separate? What's with this, buddy?
Yeah, he did mention that he posted his streams in other places when someone advised him to get a VTuber model because he said, and I quote, VTubers are not looked upon fondly in the other places where.
Yeah. You mentioned, it's coming back to me. Yep, I do remember this now.
So yeah, he's definitely trying to keep it separate.
I respect that. I just think it's cute.
It's definitely, it's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Because like, for example, I also have like a friend group, and I wouldn't want to mix like that friend group with utards.
This is completely understandable and justifiable.
There's this just thing I picked up over the years is that like mixing friend groups in general, not like real internet or whatever, like for some reason for me it always ends in fucking misery. So I segregate my friends.
I have not made a conscious effort to do this, but in hindsight, just looking back in my life, I think I did this subconsciously all the while. So it's probably for the best.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't really talk to many people. There's one person that I mainly talk to on my off days, and he knows about the forum and he knows about the Discord because sometimes I tell him some of the tales of retardation just to pass the time.
Yeah.
And I did show him the Nolan thread, and I think I mentioned this also on the Groom Court, which is after all the stories he said he wanted to join. And then I show him I know. And then I showed him one post from Jambalaya, and that immediately scared him off. It was the best.
What was the post?
It was the one where he just doxed Scoot like it was nothing.
What he did?
Oh yeah, he doxed the Scoots accidentally just because he just left all the info on his channel. So it wasn't a malicious. It wasn't a malicious dox. It was more like, hey, your information is out there. You want to look into that.
Oh yeah. Oh man, that's fucking scary. Like I kind of want this sort of like penetration testing from a certified schizo, but at the same time, like not fucking publicly.
Yeah, and it's really funny because this guy had absolutely no OPSEC before he met me, and I did give him some tips here and there over the years, but after I told him about Jambalaya, he's been hounding me about OPSEC for the past like year.
Well, it's kind of
really
fun.
funny.
Well, I'm kind of thankful that we've endeared ourselves to a bunch of white hats, like Jambalaya, Short, WikiDog. It's like they could very easily be black hats, but nah, they're very chill guys, thankfully.
Yeah.
I don't know if I would actually call them white hats, rather gray hats, in terms of like they're not specifically like, because like white hat has a connotation to it. These guys are just neutral.
Okay, a lighter shade of gray.
Yeah, they haven't done anything malicious, but they're also not working for national security or anything.
Well, definitely not. I can't speak for Jambalaya, but definitely not Short, and definitely not WikiDog, because the Short and WikiDog are way too young.
Also, I doubt the national security of Cambodia could use a hacker in Short's case.
I still, to the end of my days, I would love to just really nail down whether or not he's a Mud Hut witch doctor or just like a boa or something. Because the mental image will never not be funny to me.
Also,
enough.
ours. I would have shown him the Juniper Google Map docs, but I couldn't find it, so I just
Yeah.
went for the Scoots one since it was recent at the time.
Yeah, whatever.
So sorry. What were you saying, Rusky?
Yeah, like interestingly enough, I like learned the fucking definition of OPSEC and like why it's important quite early, but not early enough, I would say, because when I was like at the end of the school, I was looking into becoming like a information security specialist. And so I started going around like this whole like IB circles, not like really circles, but like reading stuff and learning the concepts of like white hat, gray hat, and usually like the topic of OPSEC came in rather like black hat circles when it pertains shit like selling crap on like the dark web and not getting caught.
The devil, you say?
It's been useful to know that shit, like, because most people like of my age, they don't concern themselves with it like completely. I've kind of dodged most of the bullets because I was just like really fucking shy about posting like anything about myself. So it was like a built-in OPSEC. Sort of. I just needed to like know the like stuff.
YT nailed it best. Boomers and Zoomers have a lot in common, like absolute ship OPSEC. Yeah, like younger Gen X and a good chunk of the millennials kind of had like the before and afters. So we kind of, I think most of us, I would hope, know better.
I would say it's easiest to pin it is on Facebook, because
yes,
like from what I know, like generally people started being open about their IRL info when Facebook came around. And that's when it all like came down. And for like my generation, we were already like growing up in this post Facebook days, and we have like our own Facebook VK. So when we were growing up, it was already like the norm to have a page with your real name. And actually, like when I had like an older like relative who also had a page, and his page, it wasn't like his real name, his real photo. It was just, I think it was called like a steel bolt, and it was like just a default fucking image of a like a M10 bolt as his other, and I was like, wow, that's some interesting shit. You're not using like your real name or your real photo. Wow.
yeah, it's one of those things. Like in this day and age, you actually have an account and it isn't your actual name. Wow.
Yeah. So for me, it was like completely out of the norm, because I was like used to seeing everyone with their like real names, and like it has its uses in terms of like networking and connecting with like IRL people. But yeah, the trade-offs are there. In general, you just have to like segregate your digital identities. Because for like some for example, like artists, especially if you are an artist who works in the industry, it's almost like inevitable you will have to have your like actual identity exposed, because your art is also your portfolio.
Yeah, there's a lot of give and take with a lot of different stuff, and it depends where you're at, what you do, like you say. So I don't know, win some, lose some. Maybe Uncle Ted was right this entire time.
Was that ever in doubt?
Oh God, no.
And I don't know. I'm generally like very skeptical on this, on all of these like boomer based, I don't know, fucking personalities. Like, oh Jesus fucking Christ, I can't speak. Like Unabomber and the others. Like I'm generally skeptical. It's always really funny to hear, like, especially like Americans yapping about like, oh, the city dwellers. Like, and for me, this sounds like so weird because I always lived in the city. Like, what the fuck are they talking about?
Well, to be fair, especially in America, like in the Americas, there is a very, very, very sharp divide between urban and rural. Like, it is like a thing. It's been a thing for like centuries at this point.
But by rural, you mean like generally like low density stuff, like like
Pretty much every
house on a
pretty much
big property.
no, pretty much everywhere that isn't city.
Yeah, at least the way I see it is the main difference between rural and not rural is the lack of infrastructure in rural areas.
Interesting.
That's kind of the main thing.
Yeah,
It's not really a population.
Yeah, the thing is when it comes to like social dynamics and social groups and categorizations, the social categorizations, there's a lot of gray areas and it's kind of wishy-washy and stuff. So it depends who you ask, but like it's kind of like in the broad strokes kind of thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I see. Yeah, like we kind of here we have like the big cities, like the million plus ones, like the centers of regions like Moscow, St. Petersburg. And you have like smaller cities like sub million, and they're still like pretty big. And then there are like small towns and places called like what is it? Like you have a big city, and then around this big city you have like smaller towns, smaller like the word escapes me.
I'm actually
also like
looking
a
up,
population center.
I'm actually looking up the population categories because I feel like that has to be a thing. Category population.
Yeah, and for like really rural, I would say it's people who live in like we call them dеревнjas, which is like roughly equal to like a village. So it's a village or like a collection of houses somewhere like outside of the city limits. But these are like quite rare. And those aren't like great places because they're generally like very depressing. It's usually old people live there. There's not a lot of opportunities for like young people, so they immediately leave if they can, or they like get stuck there and like turn fucking alcoholic and old.
Well, truth be told, that goes for everywhere these days. Like, for example, I grew up in like the sticks of Nova Scotia and stuff, and that was like every kid's main goal of just get the fuck out of there because of like no work.
Yeah, it's also kind of the same here because like everyone wants to get out of even like million plus cities and go to Moscow because like the Moscow is this fucking mecca, the economical center, or like at least people flow towards Moscow, but some like find it's enough to go to the regional center because there's just enough opportunity present itself. But for example, like I grew up in a city that's considered like kind of dying in terms of like its economics, and everyone was just trying to go elsewhere, which is also eventually what I did.
Story of our lives.
Oh yeah, guys. I have to leave you. I need to go do our grocery run. It was fun. Thanks for stream. I'll see you guys later. Right.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Take it easy.
Yeah, I probably should just end it here because I got a dentist appointment in like an hour. So any last words there, Azzy?
Nah, not really. It was like a fun little stream. So I'm content. I'm actually gonna like go to sleep and not wake up broken and dead tomorrow at this time. So all in all, it's a win.
Okay, well, in that case, rest well. And for everyone else, thanks for coming. Take it easy. Later.